Hey guys, Arbiter here. In today's video, I'll make a Halo tier list video talking about the multiplayer aspect of these games. So, if you want to see the campaign tier list, that's my next video. I think I'll make it next week. Give a like, subscribe to the channel because it helps a lot. So, let's start. Let's start with Halo Reach. Halo Reach goes on S tier. I'm putting Halo Reach on S tier because, in my opinion, it's my favorite Halo multiplayer. I think that's very fun, and it has a lot of variety in it. Because you have custom games, you have Forge, you have Firefight, Invasion, Infection, and more with it. So basically, no matter the type of Halo fan you are, you'll find at least one game mode that you like a lot. So for me, this plus the fun weapons like the needle rifle. For example, another weapon that I love is the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is very fun to play with. So all these weapons, these new weapons that it added, plus the variety that it has, it makes a very fun Halo game. And plus, you also have the abilities that I think that gives a new layer to the game, because each ability is better for a different playstyle. So if you want to be sneaky and use the camouflage ability to get to kill other players while they even seeing you, the camouflage is a very good ability to have. But if you want to run to the power weapons faster than the other opponents normally would, you can have sprint. That's the ability that I personally use most. But if you want to get to high places to kill your enemies, you can use jetpack. All this make Halo Reach a very fun game to play. Then we have here Halo 3 on S tier. Halo 3, in my opinion, has the best weapon sandbox. It's very balanced. It has a lot of fun weapons, and in this aspect, it's better than Reach. But I think that Reach brings enough new things to the game that it compensates for this lack of balance in the sandbox. Then it also has a very well made maps. And I think that the biggest thing that make it very good is the fact that the weapon sandbox and the maps and even the vehicles work very well together. And this makes it a very good Halo game. Then we have A tier. In A tier, I'll put Halo 5. I know that a lot of people disagree with me by putting Halo 5 on A tier. I'm putting Halo 5 here because Halo 5 has a very solid multiplayer. I like a lot the fact that it's a refreshing Halo game. I know that Halo 5 brought with it a lot of changes, but I think that a lot of the changes that it brought was refreshing. It was cool to see new stuff being brought to Halo. Some of it wasn't that good. Others were very cool. I think it was a very good game to play. I think that multiplayer until today is very fun. The Fiesta mode, it's my favorite mode to play there because of the cool weapons. Also have a lot of different varieties of each weapon. So you have a lot of different assault rifles, a lot of different battle rifles. And this, in my opinion, brings more and more variety to the sandbox. I think that has the most, the sandbox with the most amount of variety, not the most balanced, but with the one with most variety. But the biggest thing that makes this A tier, not an S tier, is the map design. Some of these partner abilities damage the map design because the map needs to accommodate all of them. So, for example, some of the maps from older maps, they need to be stretched and change its proportions to accommodate all these partner abilities. So some of them I think that should be taken out of the multiplayer in Infinite. I think that the thrusters are not that important. I also think that the other abilities that comes with the thrusters are not that important. And sometimes even the sprint can be bad for the map design. So these things make it an A tier, not an S tier. On B tier, I'll put Halo 2, Halo CE, and Halo 3 ODST. I'm putting Halo 2 in B tier, mostly because it has a very strong multiplayer, but I think that it is too competitive. For example, I was trying to play it last week. It was impossible to win any matches, to kill anyone. because most of the people that are still playing, they're very, very, very good at the game. I think that Halo 2 has the most competitive multiplayer of all Halo games because of the button combo, so someone can like do a double melee on you or recharge their weapon super fast. Like the multiplayer of the game, it's very, very strong. This is why still today we have tournaments with it. But I think that the casual side suffers a lot with it, so it's very difficult to start playing the game. And I think that that's it, why it is a B tier, just because of this. But for some people that like are very invested on the multiplayer side, it is the best Halo game. But for me, that I am more of a casual player, so I think that it's not that good for me. But for other people, it may be the best. Halo CE is also in B tier because it was like the first Halo game, so it's okay for it to have some flaws. This is why I'm putting it on B tier, because it has a lot of problems, but it started this whole franchise, so I think that it is very important to put it on a higher rank. Then it will not normally be just the multiplayer itself, because the multiplayer itself, I think that it's not that strong as it was before when it first launched. Because when it first launched was the first Halo game, so we didn't have a lot to compare with. But if we compare it with the more recent Halo games, you can see that it was the first Halo game, and there's nothing wrong with it, because it's normal for all series to start with a game that's very good, but this game still have a lot of areas that it can improve. And also the Magnum's too strong. You basically can kill anyone with a Magnum. And it had a scope in it, so you can kill people in medium ranges and short ranges. It is too strong. I think that the sandbox was made it works better in the campaign than in the multiplayer. And Halo 3 ODST. Halo 3 ODST is a very strange game to put in this list, because it doesn't have a normal multiplayer like the others. It just has firefight. And this it's good and bad. It has a very good firefight mode, but it lacks variety in it. I think that was made mostly to be an add-on to Halo 3, not a new Halo game that it's by itself a new Halo game. This is why it's Halo 3 ODST, not Halo ODST, because it's more of an expansion from Halo 3, but it still has the best firefight mode until today. So this is why it is in B tier, just because of the lack of variety, but it's okay. It wasn't made to be a standalone Halo game itself. It's more of a spin-off, so I'm okay with it. Then on C tier, I'll put Halo 4. Halo 4, in my opinion, has the weakest multiplayer from all the main Halo games. It's not very well balanced. The loadouts and the kill streaks make the game the game is, I think, it's more similar to COD than the other Halo games that came before, because it tried to copy COD. 243 said recently that they were trying to attract a lot of COD players to Halo, but Halo don't work very well with this COD mechanics, at least not the way they implemented it with, for example, the kill streaks. I think that sometimes they don't work very well with the multiplayer, and it's more damaging to the balance of the game than it helps, because in theory it's very cool to have kill streaks, but it's not that good for the balancement of the game, because now you need to think that maybe your opponent has a weapon that doesn't even spawn in the map because of it, because sometimes someone can just get a rocket launcher even if the map doesn't have a rocket launcher, so it's not that good. And other things and all this together made Halo 4 lose almost all its population in less than a month, and was very bad for the whole Halo franchise. Then we have Spartan Strike and Spartan Assault. They're not good. They're iOS games. They're just to be the Halo game on iOS. I don't think even that we need to consider them Halo games, because they're not Halo games. They're mobile games with Halo themed mobile games, so they're not very good. And never played. I'll put Halo Wars 1 and Halo Wars 2. Like, I never played them because they're RTS games, so I'm not the biggest fan of RTS games, but they seem to be good. I just can't rank them because I didn't play them, so I think that wouldn't be fair with them. I'm thinking of playing Halo Wars 2 for the first time later, but Halo Wars 1 I probably never play. It has an okay story, but like, it was the first RTS Halo game. It had a lot of trouble development, so it's okay. But Halo Wars 2 has a good story. I saw all the cutscenes, I saw some playthroughs of it. It is a good game. I just like never played it because it's an RTS game. I'm not the biggest fan of RTS games just because of it, but it is a good game. For RTS fans, I recommend it. It's not just the type of game that I like, but its campaign very good because like the biggest contribution of Halo Wars 2 to the whole Halo franchise was the Banished. Like, the Banished are like the best Halo enemies since the Covenant. They have their own personality, their own motivations compared with the Covenant Remnant factions from Halo 4 and 5. So, like, they have everything that the Covenant Remnant factions from Halo 4 and 5 didn't have. Now, the Banished has personality, their own motivations, own story. They make sense existing because they're basically the leftovers from the Covenant. They were a group of people that didn't agree with the Covenant, and they were the Banished. Later I'll explain the whole Banished story, the timeline, in a later video. So give a like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to make sure that you'll be notified when I make it. But I think that's it for the tier list. Halo Reach and 3 on S tier, Halo 5 and A, Halo 2 C and Trio the C and B, Halo 4 and C, Spartan Assault, Spartan Strike on D, and Halo Wars 2 and Halo Wars 1 I never played, so I can't review it. But I think that's it for the tier list. Give a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see the part 2 about a tier list about Halo campaigns, and see you in the next video. Peace.